I imagine you guys are seeing it also. There is like a mass awakening happening,
Yeah.
and people are waking up. They're confused. More and more of my clients are regular people, like regular muggles, like that think they're losing their mind. They're worried. And they're having all sorts of experiences, feeling different things, seeing different things. But the beautiful part is somehow they find me and I can say, there's nothing wrong with you. You know, this
Yeah.
is what's happening. One of my talents is I can speak to everybody. I don't sound like new agey. I don't sound like too woo woo, but I'm more comfortable being my freaky self, like my real self.
Welcome to Souls on Tap. I'm Julianne Thon.
And I'm Jennifer Cross.
Today on our show, we'd like to welcome Sue Ananian, who is a compassionate energy healer and teacher and a Wicca high priestess in the Solomonic lineage. With over 35 years of experience in helping others find balance and healing, her journey began as a teen after overcoming her own struggles with a sudden debilitating onset of pain, which led her to explore various spiritual practices and energy healing techniques while traveling around the world. By using a nurturing approach, Sue helps individuals release limiting beliefs, heal emotional wounds, and reconnect with their authentic selves. Her goal is to empower clients to transform their lives, find clarity, and embrace joy. Welcome to our show, Sue.
Hi, Sue.
Hey, hey guys, I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
We're
Our
so
pleasure.
we're so proud and happy to have you here. We've been having a lovely conversation prior to recording that has been fun. So I'm really looking forward to this podcast with you. So let's get started. So you walk beautifully between worlds as a Wiccan and an oracle and also an energy healer. How did these threads first, how did they first begin to weave together for you and your practice?
What a great question. I think they've always woven together. I just had to remember. From the time I was little, I could feel energy and I saw things that other didn't see. And I didn't know that everyone didn't navigate the world like I did. And everybody has their own way of walking in the world. The wind spoke to me, the moon had moods, the trees were alive, animals, and I felt everything, my energy, your energy, people around me. And at the time, it was quite debilitating because I didn't know where I began and ended. And I would walk down the street and other beings would be walking down the street with us. And later on, I realized it took me a long time. As you mentioned, I was sick as a teen and I began a journey of self-healing because I went through the medical system and there were no answers for me. And after walking this path for a while, I realize now that it was my soul calling me home. I
Mm.
didn't know it at the time. And that's when I found my spiritual teacher and drove into how the universe, the machinations of the universe worked and my soul work grew. So that's what I do now. Wicca and my esoteric lineage gave me the language, the spiritual oomph, the spiritual authority to do the work that I do. So, um, our work in the world is to discover who we are. Like I do the work my way. My students are here not to become mini me's, but to become them. So we're all walking our way home, right?
Yes. Yes. And
Yeah.
so for you, Sue, what is your specialty or your excitement with your energy work? And also, there are a lot of us who don't really know what a Wiccan high priestess of the Solomonic lineage is. Can you give us a little depth on that also?
So, Wicca is a practice that many people practice. It's earth magic. It's understanding how the cycles, the relationships, how to make our world beautiful, abundant, healthy. Our ancestors often lived according to, the cycles of the world, the seasons, the moons. Um, In the Solomonic lineage, it is ancient. It's handed down energetically from teacher to student. It's an initiatory path. So there's teaching and then there's initiation. So there's elevation and then there's more teaching and elevation. I've been studying this for, 24 plus years and now I teach it, which is a lot of fun. And it's kind of my flavor, how I go through life. Other people might will go through discover their flavor. There might be more esoteric. They may enjoy alchemy, sacred geometry. We're all here to discover us. So that's the way I kind of my flavor. I go through life. I also teach it, so I do have apprentices. The energy healing is a separate path, and that's my passion every day. I wake up, I have a healing center in New Jersey. I work with clients around the world, and my specialty, I guess my special talent is. Remember when I said I used to feel everything? Well, I couldn't control it when I was young. So with my training, I know how to turn it on and off and how to move it. And so people come to me and have a trouble, a pain, or, it might be physical, mental, emotional, spiritual issue. And I can assess where the issue is and then use a tool that would, in my toolbox, that would help balance that, heal that, eradicate that.
So
Hmm.
So,
if we can, if you don't mind, I would love to be more specific about your shamanic energy and healing, because that is really fascinating. Of course, everything you do, Sue, is fascinating. But if we were to focus on that, I noticed by doing a little bit of research about you that your foundation in shamanic healing is really about you did so through a Gaelic shamanic healing. Is that correct? So is that sort of the foundation? Because it's all over the world. All cultures have, although they call it different things, they all have their shamans.
yeah, yes, shamanism is woven all through history, in all traditions, and so my path has been Celtic shamanism. And that's just because that's the lineage I found myself in. My teacher was a Celtic shaman. And so, of course, I found my teacher and I followed him.
This is funny. I don't know if this is neither here nor there, but I began to become interested in the Celtic symbols
Hmm.
that I now realize has a great deal to do with geometric, sacred geometry,
Mhm.
etc., and
Yeah.
sound and vibration and ascension and all of those things. I was reading James Joyce, who is not the most, probably not the easiest individual to read, but I read several of his novels and I began to get into the esoteric aspects of what the Irish specifically do with those symbols. And they're so beautiful, but my gosh, they are so powerful.
Yeah.
So do you
Yeah.
work in your shamanic healing? Do you work with those symbols?
Mm, I work with, yes, some of them, and others also. It really depends on what is needed in the moment. But, listen, fun fact is like take a symbol that calls to you and look at it and bring it inside and meditate with it. Get um, to be with that symbol. And so, um, this way you are learning directly instead of reading a book and finding out what somebody else says the symbol is, right? We can have our experience. It doesn't make them wrong, but there might be something in that. Why is that symbol calling me? What does it mean to me? And then go in and meet the symbol because
Sure.
they're alive. They're alive.
I agree.
Yeah.
So when you say, like you said previously that you work with the cycles of the moon and earth magic, and you have a toolbox of special goodies that are yours.
Yeah.
Could you go into some detail with that? Like, is that for ritual or ceremonial use, as well as the intense healing that you do? Or are those things separate, or do you use them all together? And can you give us an example of that to further help with giving us the full picture here?
So, the I love working with like Wicca. It's the way I've been doing this for so long. I forgot what like humans sue. Like I'm I'm me now, you know? And so I was sitting outside. I spent a lot of time in the sun in the summer, just like a lizard on a hot rock. I really needed the sun. I really needed to reconnect. And it was really a really great time. And, like the crows would start talking or um uh I remember just like the downloads, like, you connect with, there's no separation. So it's like understanding the language of, what I needed at the time. So it's just opening up and listening. And, I also love using the cycles, like, doing the new moon is about new beginnings and creating. So every month, frankly, you could do this every day, but like every month you can use the new moon, and her cycles, right? She's waxing, full moon, and then waning. So there's cycles that you can use these energies to create and recreate our life all the time. Now, frankly, to do it every day, it's going to be like whiplash. But like if you use the month and then really harness that energy, you can have dramatic change every day as the energy is building, building, building until it reaches its zenith. And then you can send it off like the waning moon. So I love doing that for myself, but I really love working with community. Like I have local people, students that join, and everybody loves it because, especially in this crazy world that we're living right now, people really need community,
Yeah.
and hope. And then it's fun when you're doing it with people because then you can share notes. Oh, this happened, and yes, that's working, and good for you, and you can do this, and so I love working with my community. I have online free classes because I love being with people. I have paid classes as well, but like I just want people to know that their magic is viable and doable and, let's, feel better and be with each other. People just really need to be seen and heard right now.
Boy, that's so true.
It's like a balm for the soul.
Yeah.
And people have a lot to say now. What they have to say is full of much more substance than I think it has been, because we've sort of been at this plateau for a while. My next question for you, Sue, is talking about you as an oracle, which is another fascinating facet of your healing modalities. What does receiving, when you're doing oracle work, what does your receiving look or feel like for you? Is it a clairvoyant process, a clairsentient, claircognizant, or is it something different entirely?
When I was a kid, I was very clairsentient. I was an empath. It was really painful because I could feel everything. Um, you know, you our energy body is so vast. So it's not just like our working aura, but we have a physical soul, spirit, body. So we're immersed in life. And like I'm in my office now, the neighbor's house, which is about, I don't know, 100 foot away, like my energy is in that house. It's down the road. And my training is to be able to use more and more of my energetic body. As a kid, I was kind of dysfunctional because I felt everything happy, sad, angry, silly, like all in, boom, boom, boom. And so now I can turn it on and off. And so when I was a kid, I primarily felt and I also saw. With my training, I also am very clairaudient and I have direct knowing. So it's like a sensation. I can hear, I can know. Sometimes it's like sometimes I see 3D, like people, like they're solid like you guys are right now. And sometimes it's like the video in the middle of my head. So I can see stories unfold with entire videos and visions. And my work as an oracle is really to turn it on and off and become like a hollow bone so that information, I'm out of the way. You don't want to listen to Sue, human Sue. That would be my ego, my imagination, my
Right.
interpretation, my stuff. And so my work is to get out of the way.
Mm,
Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. I think we fight that as energy healers. Jennifer and I fight that too. And if we set the intention that we're going to stay out of our way during a session with a client, then we're much more free to receive the information from our guides that is necessary.
Mm,
Exactly. Then it's like it's the telephone without the static.
Right.
Right? And then you can misinterpret in that static. Like, what did you say? Did he say?
yeah.
You know,
Have you noticed any changes in the collective energy lately? I mean, there's been a lot going on, and
Gosh.
there's what patterns and messages have you been seeing most recently?
no, such a great question. Yeah. I imagine you guys are seeing it also. There is like a mass awakening happening.
Yeah.
And people are waking up. They're confused. More and more of my clients are regular people, like regular muggles, like, that think they're losing their mind. They're worried. Um, I always like it when people, if they really have a medical concern, they see a doctor first, then come to me. Um, but people are worried and they're having all sorts of experiences, feeling different things, seeing different things. Um, and so more and more, but the beautiful part is somehow they find me and I can say, there's nothing wrong with you. You know, this
Yeah.
is what's happening. And one of my talents is I can speak to everybody. I don't sound like new agey. I don't sound like too woo woo, but I'm more comfortable being my freaky self, like my real self. If you watch my Facebook page, I don't like I'm just more and more me.
I think,
Mm.
again, as healers, I think as we become more comfortable
Yeah.
in this vehicle and understanding that you have to turn a portion of this vehicle off, but that it's also there for, it has its purpose as well. And when you
Yes.
become more and more comfortable in your healing, then I agree. So some of these people that clients specifically is in regards to Jennifer's question. These are people coming to you and saying, oh my gosh, we're so divided. I feel so bogged down in the energy that's happening right now. I don't feel empowered. Is it me? Is it them? What do I do? Have you
Yeah.
had clients like that? And if so, what do you tell them?
I had a woman come to me this past month that was just sobbing. She is, she is trying to do all the things that society is stressing to do in these times, the talking to people, writing, um,
Getting her voice out there.
getting her voice out there, and she is devastated. And so she was referred by somebody who knows me. So she came in, and she's not into energy healing, but she's desperate, and she trusted her friend. And so she came in, and I was able to balance her energy. I was able to talk to her and tell her that, she's okay. And I gave her some, I cleaned her up and balanced her energy. And then I gave her some homework, that, don't watch the news so much. Like, we
Mm.
need to know what's going on. But there's the one message that I keep getting. I do my Wisdom Wednesday every day. And
I
the
love it, by the
Toronto,
way. I love
oh,
your Wisdom
thank
Wednesdays.
you.
They're awesome.
Thank you. And the Toro Masters have been very clear that there are two paths unfolding right now, and to focus on the light and what we can do. And it's a time of community, unity. Our diversity is our gift. We are all made in the image of the Creator. And so, like a thumbprint, each thumbprint of us is going to be different. It's supposed to be. We're not supposed to be cookie cutters. We're not supposed to. And so, this is where my work really lies, is creating safe place, do the healing work, the spiritual teaching, focus on the light, what we can do. Um, and everybody will know what their work in the world is, whether it's to do this or that, to be here, to be there. But it's hard right now. So yes, people are struggling.
Mm. Yeah. I would love for you to show us the listeners a sample of what you do so that um, it's more evident than just talking about it. Let's get a
Okay.
sample. What do you
So
feel like doing?
do you want a crystal reading? Do you want a tarot card? What would you like? Because I don't read a book. I'm going to um pull the divination that you want, what calls to you. It can be a tarot card, it could be an oracle card, it could be a crystal reading. Tell me what you want, and then we'll see what they have to say.
Can I add something too? Just
Mhm.
quickly. I'm thinking if you could do a reading on Souls on Tap. Nobody's ever done that before on the podcast. Is that possible?
Absolutely.
Okay. And
Do you
then
mind if I just grab my crystal? I'll just have to
Yeah.
disappear for a second.
Do whatever you want.
So, all right, let's see who wants to speak to you. Oh, you know what? Right away, these oracle cards are like, they want to give you a theme. Okay. So let me just get out of the way. Right. So then the trauma starts to come and be with us in this reading for Soul Sunday. Let me get out of the way. And have one voice come through. Okay. So think about your intention, and I'm going to start shuffling, and you tell me when it feels complete. Like, what do you want to know? What do you want to discuss? How can we serve you?
Oh, so do we have to ask a question or do the cards just speak to us?
just set
The
your
cards,
intention.
the cards have the intention in your head. I don't need to know.
Oh, I
Okay.
thought we had to say it out loud.
I thought
Okay.
you were asking. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
You can if you want. If you want to get on the
No,
same page.
So,
I want it to just come out
right.
Okay.
organically. Yeah.
So tell me when you feel like the cards are done.
Jennifer, you call it.
Now.
Okay. So, and my hands were they were cut, so I'm just taking the card, courage. Now what I'm hearing is that you know exactly what this means.
I have so many chills right now. Oh,
I'm just seeing it's like stepping through the veil into the cosmos, doors opening. There feels like there is a conversation happening between you two about where to go. It feels more on the right side than the left. There's like two choices. The one on the right is much more expansive. It may feel a bit of a stretch, and this is where where your courage. It's like trust the universe. You know, like you're being led. And so I'm following that path. The other path, I'm just like, that's not where it, and and you'll notice that that doesn't have the pull, the expansion. It's just like, that's the mental, um, um, machinations of the mind. Let it go. Um, I'm gonna just add, does that make any sense to you guys?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, huh? So I'm going to add these crystals. They came from a dear friend and a teacher. They came out of a mine in Chico, California. They are related. They're twins.
Are they quartz?
Okay.
Yes, they are. And they're just talking about there's like butterflies. Focus on the big goal. That's where you belong. And it's very, very expansive. It is like a much bigger stage for you. It almost feels like world stage, global. And so have the vision, break it down into bite-sized pieces, one step at a time, and before you know it, you're going to be there. They're also reminding you that a lot of people have dreams, but they don't take the action toward it. Therefore, they don't get to their destination, but the destination is doable for you. Um, and it's really nice because they're also saying that you have, there's a very um, similar but different skill sets. So you lift each other up. You lift each other up, and actually, you have more courage together than you would individually.
No doubt.
Yeah. And so like it's kind of like they're giggling. They're saying you talk a big game, but you would doubt it if you were by yourself. But together it's kind of like, you egg each other on and then it's like, okay, how big can I go? How big can I go? How big can I go? And it's all doable. It's all doable. And this is where you're going. So yeah, so it's like
Thank
and
you,
this
Sue. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you.
you're
Thank you.
welcome.
Thank you.
That is spirit. It's all spirit led. I just try to get out of the way. But that's just where the card courage is coming in because it's like um you're walking like this and they're like,
I know, but pushing us. Yeah, I know. I know.
yeah, this is like fun, right? So you take this and step in through that doorway into this next iteration of who Souls on Tap is,
And you
right?
heard it here first from Sue and Nanian.
I
Boy,
know,
did we
is
ever.
it isn't this fun though?
Well,
Well,
it is fun and it's exciting.
so you take this and step in through that doorway into this next iteration of who Souls on Tap is,
And you
right?
heard it here first from Sue and Nanian.
I
Boy,
know,
did we
is
ever.
it
And I test things out like do I feel like a little girl again? And when I feel like a little girl about something, then I know that it's real. That
yeah.
joy, that we have as children,
Mhm.
that's real, unadulterated, true, substantial joy. And
Absolutely.
this is
This
exciting.
is your next iteration. It's a possibility. And life is supposed to be fun and abundant. Like abundance is everywhere except where we cover it. Like think of the rain. When there's abundance everywhere except where we have our umbrellas, where we cover the ground with the tarp, where our car is, so my prayer is like if somebody's not ready for the abundance, bring it my way, you know?
If you
Uh,
need to flow this way.
Listen, I'm ready. I'm ready. There's a lot, there's a lot I can do with it. So this is your next iteration, and it feels really vast and light and kind of like endless. I want you to remember this card. I think I'm going to send it
That's
to
so
you both.
huge. That is so huge. The
Thank
whole
you.
courage thing just
Yeah.
sums it all up. Everything that you said is just all about courage.
And frankly, I'm getting goosebumps now.
See?
So, yeah, even, even in this card, right, you can see the water hitting against the rock. The storms come. But don't forget, water is the one thing that can soften the rocks. It molds it. You just keep flowing and you will get to your destination, you know?
I'm
Wow.
gonna flow. I'm doing it.
You
Thank
guys
you.
are, you
Thank you so
guys,
much.
you are doing it.
So thank you so much, Sue, and thank you, Spirit. That was amazing.
Beautiful and inspiring. So,
It's
oh my
so
gosh.
inspiring, so inspiring. So thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And that brings to mind, how do you do what you do? How do you personally stay grounded and clear when you are working with so many energetic and spiritual frequencies?
Um, when I was, there was a period of time it was really hard. And the world, people talk about being empathic and how hard it is, and it really is. And so I am blessed with my lineage, my teacher who handed down rituals of balancing and protection. And so that's what protects me. It protects me from outside influence. So but I'm also human, so we're spiritual. We don't need to be spiritual. We are spiritual, but I'm also human. So I try to take care of my body. I eat well, I sleep well. Um,
Mm,
I need to bump up my exercise in all honesty. But, and I also slow down. I listen to spirit, and I listen to my body. If I'm feeling off, I slow down. A pause is like the best medicine, like just stopping and recalibrating what's out of balance. And sometimes it's physical, sometimes it's energetic. And I tend to my altars. I walk in nature a lot. I love healthy boundaries with both time and energy and people. Um, Healthy boundaries, my relationships, like having fun. And then I also get healing done, when I need it, especially spiritual cleanses that keep me kind of squeaky clean.
Hmm.
Um, some tools that you might that are really helpful is like a spiritual bath, salt bath, good
mhm.
people. This is all my medicine, you know?
Beautiful. So, Sue, I'm going to ask you the last question for today.
Yeah.
And if you could leave our listeners with one piece of guidance or for connecting with their own inner oracle, that quiet, knowing voice, what would it be?
That voice is going to be it's going to whisper. It's a quiet voice. It's not loud. That's our mind. So that voice is quiet. It whispers to us. And so my best advice is to slow down.
Hmm.
Slow down. The divine is whispering all the time. But most of us are too busy and distracted to hear it. So I love the pause, you know?
Yes.
Um, and when we pray, we talk to the divine, right? We connect with it. Also feeds our spirit body, so it elevates us energetically. And then meditation is important,
Oh,
getting
yeah.
quiet so that we can hear. So we talk to the divine, we ask, and listen, praying for ourselves is valuable. Sometimes in religion, people have been said, you can't pray for yourself, pray for everybody else. That's not true. We can pray for ourselves. So pray, connect with spirit, connect with source, and then get quiet so that you can receive the answers,
Mm,
right?
yeah.
Thank you for
There's
that. That is so necessary. Everything that you
Perfect.
said. And it's all
Perfect.
doable. That's the thing. It's all doable. They're all resources that we have. Certainly nature, right? And meditation. I think people have a tendency to think that if you meditate, you have to go through this huge traditional pomp and circumstance and that you have to do the preparation and that it takes sometimes an hour, and it doesn't have to be that way. You can just get quiet, close your eyes,
Mhm.
listen to your breathing for 5 minutes, and you're done.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, garden, go for a walk, dance. Like the
Dance.
the message will come in. You could be driving by a billboard and see the words and just know that those words were an answer to your prayer. So the divine speaks to us in many, many ways, but it's our awareness, right? To our
Yes.
life. Yeah.
Thank you,
Beautiful.
Sue.
Thank
You're
you.
like a good book that I don't want to put down.
Right? Yeah, I have to tell you, so it's been wonderful having you on Souls on Tap, and thank you. And I hope you'll come back again because there's so many things that we didn't really touch on that I would love to with you.
Yes.
This would be my joy. Yeah.
Thanks so much. And also to all of our viewers out there, thanks for tuning in to Souls on Tap. If you enjoyed today's episode, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you'll never miss a drop of wisdom. We'd love for you to share any thoughts you have and add any type of healing modalities you'd like for us to showcase. Because remember, we are here for you. Jennifer, can you talk quickly about our website and our directory?
If you go to www.com, www.soulsontap.com, you will find our directory where the names of all of our guests, what they do, and how to get in contact with them are.
Great. Thank you. Yeah, please do that when you have an opportunity because that list is getting pretty extensive now.
Yes.
So thanks again to everyone. Until next time, stay curious and stay connected, and we'll see you on Souls on Tap.